morning. We are on Naoshima today, the kind of island that started it all. Standing in front of Yayoi Kusama's red pumpkin, a pair of two pumpkins that are on this island. They kind of stand as a symbol for this place. Yayoi Kusama, in my opinion, is probably one of the more prolific Japanese contemporary artists that was able to kind of like make her way out into the Western world. Today we're going to be checking out the museum section of the island, the south section of the island, where the Benesse House Museum is, the Jichu Art Museum, Li Ufan Museum, all of these wonderful museums designed by Tadao Ando, who's this kind of renowned Japanese architect. I'll tell you a little bit more about them later, but for now, let's make our way there. So we made it to the Benesse Art Site, which is this kind of closed off area that's a collection of museums. You can see here is the yellow pumpkin, once again by Yayoi Kusama. This is the twin to the red one over at Miyanoura Park. The pumpkin, luckily, is back. It was washed away in a typhoon, I think in 2019, and there was literally washed away into the sea by the wind. And luckily it was restored not even like a week ago, so super lucky that it's back. Now that we've kind of checked out this outdoor space and parked our bike, we're going to be heading over to the Benesse Art House first for breakfast at restaurant Isen, and then we're going to be checking out the museum itself right after with a full belly. So one of the interesting facts about the entire development in general is that due to Japan's kind of like bureaucratic processes, a museum originally wasn't allowed to be built on the island. And so in a kind of like mark of cleverness, the society that was putting all of this together decided to open it up as a hotel, because hotel permits are easy to come by. And so all over this park you see small hotels that double as exhibits, and of course it's expanded into more of like an art resort more than anything else. But yeah, I just thought that was one of the cool facts of circumventing bureaucracy. If you remember those yellow and black boats that we saw inside, there's a little secret right here. Pretty cute, huh? Just got done with the Benesse House Museum. It was really nice. The architecture, of course, is just insane. Like right now I'm sitting in little, what they call the Seaside Gallery, also designed by Tadao Ando. Pretty much this entire area is these little outside artworks. Generally supposed to move along with the wind, but it's not a very windy day, so they're kind of stagnant. The museum itself was really nice. It definitely felt more like urban, the kind of art that you see in a place that's a bit more disconnected from like the identity of the island compared to like Megijima and Ogijima. The art there really much like reflected the community and the history of the islands. Here the art is very much like, it's contemporary art, it's modern art, it's the kind of stuff that you'd see kind of like at any other gallery. That said, I'm still a fan. And of course, once again, I can't get over the architecture. We're going to be checking out the remaining art museums here, the Chichu Art Museum, the Liufan Museum, and the Sugimoto Gallery. And I'm excited to see what those museums in general look like, not even the stuff that's inside of it. So yeah. Just got done with the Valley Gallery as well as the Liufan Museum, which are right across from each other. The Valley Gallery is pretty much a shrine to Yayoi Kusama's mirror ball technique, where she takes these kind of like steel balls, shiny steel balls, and just kind of places them against nature. I saw it back in 2019 in the Hayward Gallery, and I don't think it had quite the impact because of the setting, right? If it's a mirror, it's got to be reflecting something interesting, and if it's just in a white room with wood floors, not that great. But here it was fantastic. The Liufan Museum, on the other hand, was kind of a letdown. Once again, Tadao Ando's work as an architect kind of outshone the rest of the work there. You're not really allowed to show, take pictures or videos in the museum itself. And honestly, if I was able to, I don't think I would take anything at all. It was kind of very non-compelling work, really basic use of light and polished iron, and it was just, I don't know, shallow. But regardless, we're going to be heading to the Sugimoto Gallery now. We're going to be taking a bus. The area in general is vehicle free, including bicycles, meaning that you have to walk the entire art area. However, during the Triennale, they do offer a free shuttle service between spaces, which is nice, if you have some mobility issues, or even if you're like me and just a little tired from walking up and down hills all day. It's a nice little respite. But yeah, I'm excited. Hi, arigatou desu. So that was the Sugimoto Gallery. It was really quite something. I loved it. Use of light, once again Tadao Ando's architecture, all of it was just like incredible, and really just worked itself into the foliage of the place. At the end of the gallery, to complete that kind of glass tea house effect, They serve you some sweets, which I believe are called wagashi, like tea sweets essentially, and some tea to go with it. It was super cute. The one that I had was chestnut with like some sort of cake, and I had some hojicha tea. Now we're headed to now we're headed back to the Benesse House Museum, because in this area, this park, there's like literally 3 places to eat lunch. There's Isen, which is where we had breakfast this morning. There's the Chichu Gallery Cafe and the Benesse House Museum Cafe. Both of the cafes are okay, but I mean, if I'm here and I'm at this kind of like art resort, I'm gonna splurge a little, right? So back to Isen we go, and hopefully they have space for me this time. So I just got done with the Chichu Art Museum, and man, that is a museum. It utilized, once again, Tadao Ando's space so well to present artworks that took advantage of the stillness and emptiness that the architecture of the building presented. Fortunately, not a lot of the area could have been photographed or videoed, but I'll throw up a couple of photos as I'm talking about this to show you exactly what kind of art was in there. One of the featured artists was Monet. They had a couple of his lilies up there, and I mean, I think most people that have been to an art museum have seen some impressionist paintings, especially some Monet, and honestly, like, I don't know, something about the space just really brought out the colors and the all that other stuff. One of the other artworks there, I'll have to look up the artist, I'll put him down here. It was this kind of like it's essentially an empty room. It sounds so stupid. It's this empty room with light projected into it, and there was a dais kind of leading up to the entrance to this room. And as you walked up to it, you stepped into the room itself. It felt like you were stepping into a painting, and as you did so, the light would change just ever so subtly, and eventually your eyes would start to blur and your vision would swirl a little bit, and it really felt like you were stepping into, like, I don't know, an extra dimension. It was so surreal. But yeah, all in all, like, that was the highlight of my trip. The Chichu Art Museum is not to be missed if you make it there. We're headed back to Miyamura. Gonna freshen up. I'm a little sweaty from all that biking, and then hopefully tonight we'll be able to explore the town at dusk, at night, and maybe even take a bath in the onsen there. Good evening, konbanwa. that was supposed to be the end of the day, but I had a little bit of energy left in me, so I ended up going to Naoshima Bath, which is a bathhouse or onsen that has been formerly, I guess, defunct, but then it was refurbished by an artist whose last name is Otake, I believe. It was really nice. I'll throw up some photos in there. Once again, my Western sensibilities made me a little shy in the space, but luckily it wasn't too busy. So I only had to, bare myself in front of, a couple of people. And of course, I'm sitting in the Naoshima Pavilion, which we saw earlier this morning. Some of the artwork is supposed to be lit up at night, including that Bunraku puppet that we saw earlier. Unfortunately, for some reason, it wasn't quite up yet. But I think I'm hogging the space, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. See ya.